Well, good morning, everybody. We are Robert and Lauren Laird. We're here from a sunny Garden Grove, California today on Mickey Mouse's 89th birthday. And we are very happy that you joined us, and we're very happy to all invest in our businesses together, because as we invest in ourselves, we'll be investing in others, and we'll be changing the world. And I can't think of many better things to be doing on a Saturday morning. We got started with Relive about, 9.5 years ago now. And it got started when I saw my parents get some pretty fantastic results. And I got excited about the possibility of helping people and making money while doing it. I saw this as a business opportunity. So really hopped in at the top profit level, that master affiliate level, so I could get the most bang for my buck and also get the best deals. And really that's what I saw that I was excited about. And I started sharing right away and made $50 that first week, and we've continued to get paid every month since then, making as much as $4,000 in a calendar month, earning a few trips, and a couple of bonuses too. And we've also gotten to help through the Relive Clogers Foundation, a bunch of kids in Haiti and around the world that we've gotten to go and visit a couple times as well. And we've just loved what we've been able to do with the business. The products have been equally exciting for me, which has been quite the surprise. I've gotten really good results with allergies, and Fit3 has been absolutely fantastic and helped me lose 26 pounds. And Lauren's going to share what it did for her.
Yeah. I don't know what that noise was. Yeah. Robert and I were dating when Relive came into his life, and I kind of thought, hey, this guy is cute. I'll take his product. But I thought, I'm young, I'm healthy. I believed in network marketing. I dabbled a little bit in some, so I liked that idea that he found an amazing company. So taking the products, just noticed more energy, stronger immune system, not dealing with muscle soreness with my job at work. And I thought that was pretty awesome. And Fit3 came along last year, and, I had just kind of gotten a little, we'll say it, I was a little lazy and gaining a pound here, a pound there, metabolism slowing down, all the things that I had done before to stay fit, thin-ish, weren't quite working anymore. And so obviously I needed to do something a little bit more. So Fit3 came along, and I've lost 10 pounds, and I actually work out, which those words would have never come out of my mouth prior to Fit3. So I love the lifestyle change. I love what it's inspired me to do, and I love that my clothes fit well again. So that is that's my story.
And our Relive room has turned into a workout room. So this is the time that it's one of my favorite times every Saturday, is we get to share what we're excited about. And there's so many different things going on in Relive to be excited about right now. So who would like to be the first person to share what they're excited about? You shouldn't have to star 6. Okay.
Robert Alter.
Oh, there we go. Is that April?
Yeah.
Go ahead, April.
So I was, I don't know how many of each of you have to take a health assessment for your insurance. I know my husband's company does, and so we have to, in order to get the preferred rate for our insurance, we have to go through and fill out, what's our weight, how much do we exercise, how many servings of fruits and vegetables, what's our blood work, what's our blood pressure, blah, blah, blah. And the last few years, I've held steady, which kind of chagrined me that it was showing that I was under the average for someone of my age. And this year, it dramatically popped up. It was almost, I don't know, it was half again, almost getting between half again and double of the level that what I was rated at. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so it's really encouraging to see the difference that, adopting a healthy lifestyle has done for me with Fit3 and everything. It was just like, wow, the numbers are right there. Now I'm like way above the average for my age, and it's just really uplifting to see that. And that's something that I can share with others to help them go, this stuff really works. It's not just about, oh, let's go on a quick diet and drop some weight. It's about the overall approach to your health. And so that was really exciting.
That's awesome. It's fun. I think that's one of the most fun parts about Fit3, seeing those types of results and getting to share those, because you just can't argue with them. And and Fit3 has been absolutely fantastic for things like that. Very cool. Thank you for sharing.
Uh-huh.
Anybody else?
This is Luwanda Ford from Arvada, Colorado.
Hello, Wanda.
Hi there. I am so excited to be working with a new patient, new client, customer, whatever you want to call them, with Parkinson's, and finding the results. I'm excited about the results that she's going to get with it. And I have another new customer just a week ago, and within 3 days, she said her back pain was gone. And
Whoa.
I'm just amazed at how fast people are getting results, because I think we should allow a little time for this. And she's just had continuous results. She calls me every day and said, this is better and this is better. And I'm excited for her, too.
No kidding. That's the best. When you don't have to do the follow-up, they just are so excited they call you.
Yes.
Wow, congratulations. That's a lot of fun stuff going on, Luwanda.
Yes, thank you.
I guess I'll share. I've mentioned my friends in England before, and it looked like they were going to do something a couple of years ago, and then just kind of fizzled, and I didn't want to put pressure on it, and they were out visiting again, and I just invested in them because honestly I care about them and I like them, obviously, but because that's what you do. But I just thought, you know what, they're talking about these dreams and joking about moving to America and coming to Disneyland all the time and buying a house and all these like big dream things. And I just was really upfront and said, you know what, people are doing that. People are achieving their dreams. People are doing what they want and living a lifestyle they never thought was possible with Relive. You know, you really should look at it again. And they weren't able to make it to a Tuesday night while they were out here, but I just sent them a webinar the other day because I followed up. And I said, hey, remember that whole Relive thing in that conversation we had? She goes, oh, I meant to ask you about that. Or, you know, bring it up again and ask you some questions. So sent her the webinar to watch, and I'll be following up with her. But wouldn't it be fun to have business in England? Gosh, I would love to go on business trips to England. So I'm kind of just, you know, investing in her and painting the picture and seeing what comes of it.
Sweet. And how about one more? Somebody's out there. The stone cold silence. There it is.
This is Sue Baldwin.
Hey, Sue.
A couple of weeks ago, I went in for my biannual or semi-annual, cancer check, and my doctor was just thrilled because everything in my lab work was above where it needed to be. And it's been just about 5 years since I had, 5 years ago now I was having chemo. But I took 6 steaks a day while I was doing chemo and would take one right in the chemo lab. And my doctor still asked me if I think Relive would help this patient or that patient. And he hasn't actually referred anybody to me, but we keep talking. And he has been so surprised, and he really believes that Relive's the difference between the way I got through all my treatments and the way most of his patients do. So, and I've lost 12 pounds on victory. I love it.
You know, just 12 pounds. Great job. That's awesome.
I think, you know, when we think about numbers of pounds that we've lost, I think about a sack of potatoes and how many sacks of potatoes that would be, or how many apples, or, you know, like when you're actually carrying it in your hands, like, or pushing a cart with all those things on it, like, it's amazing. Congratulations.
Well, if I recall, when we were out at Relive doing the videos, 12 pounds were the big weights, weren't they? I think
10.
no, 10 pounds. So you're doing bigger than that's better than the big weights that Tina uses. That's really cool. Slight tangent there as I was thinking about things, but I love that we share these stories, and we've been really thinking, or I've been really thinking about why we do this, and part of it is developing an attitude of gratitude. And I wish I could say that was my phrase, but it's a friend of mine named John's. But when we develop an attitude of gratitude, we start realizing all of the good things that are happening, and that tends to build momentum to more good things. And I just think that's a really great way to start off every call. And so as we go forward and we have these calls, be thinking about what are the things that you're thankful for, that you're excited about, and that we can share, because as we share that with each other, it just builds it up even more and really helps us focus on the positives and maybe not the little hiccups that we get along the way, because those aren't nearly as fun and those don't make a difference. But the things that we do here and we share about here really do make a difference and really change people's lives. So let's move forward with training this morning. And as we've been doing, we're going to start off by going through the April. It says, I didn't catch who that was. It just shared. Oh, that was Sue Baldwin. We will start off with the comp plan. And there's 5 ways to make money with Relive. And I love going through this because the more that we think about this, write it down, practice it, the more it comes alive. And so we have retail profit, wholesale profit, overrides, cash bonuses and trips, and the ambassador program. First way we can make money is through retail profit. You can make anywhere from 10% to 40%, depending on where you position yourself. And you could think about this as like Starbucks or Target or whatever your favorite store is. They're selling something at retail. You just go in, you don't get really a discount, you're just purchasing it. And so we become Relive distributors at this point, and we position ourselves wherever it is that we want to. And so for every $100 that we retail, we can make a profit of $10 to $40. And then you start thinking of the different stories we hear in Relive, and you think of your different friends, your neighbors, relatives. But you think of all of these different people that you know, and you think of all these different stories that you hear, and you quickly realize that everyone's a potential customer. And that's a great thing, because that means there's a really huge market that you can share with the world. Next way we can get paid is through wholesale profit. You can make anywhere between 5 and 30%, and that's where you've moved to the next level. And you're, instead of getting cans, you're now distributing cases of product, and you're helping other people begin to distribute product and make their own distributorships. And so let's say you put yourself at that 40% master affiliate level, which is where I put myself 9.5 years ago. And somebody decides to join you at that 10% profit level. You're going to help them. You're going to help them succeed for whatever it is they want success with. And because you help them succeed, you help them distribute product, you're going to make a difference profit level of 30%, because every can of Relive goes out with a 40% profit margin, and you get to share that. And I think that's a fun way to do business. Maybe somebody comes in at that quick start level, which is 25%, and maybe you're helping them share it with their family. I don't know, but they're going to make their 25% profit level because you helped them, and you'll make the difference of 15%, and then as it gets up to that 35%, you'll be making a difference of 5%. What I love about this is, though our percentage as the master affiliate seems to be getting smaller, it's actually a smaller percentage of a much bigger pie, so you're actually building a check that is larger, which was a little counterintuitive to me the first time I saw it, but the more you look at it and you think about it, the more you realize how awesome this really is. And it really comes down to sponsoring increases volume, volume increases profit. And that's where master affiliate comes in, and that's where it all is about residual income. And I remember my dad telling me when I was a kid, you have to read this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. In fact, I think it's sitting on the shelf next to me over here. And in that, basically, Robert Kiyosaki says the key to wealth is finding a form of residual income. And so I looked for it, and I started thinking, okay, that seems smart. And we know that this is residual income because Relive products are for everyone. People consume the Relive products month after month. And then there's overrides, which is unlimited residual income potential. And so that can get as big as you possibly can imagine, as big as you can build it. So you have residual bills. Why not have residual income? Let's not only just balance that out, but completely overbalance it with residual income. And this is how it works. Think of this as Paul McCartney, who wrote Yesterday about 60 years ago, and this is his royalty check, and this is how we can build our own royalty check. And this is called overrides, calculated on business volume. You came in as a master affiliate, you're at that 40% level, and Susan decides, hey, that looks pretty good. I want to help some people, and I want to make the best profit margin, and I want to do that too. And so she decides she's going to be a master affiliate as well. There's no longer any wholesale, there's no longer any retail profit because you're both at that 40% level. And so Relive basically gives out a bonus of 8% for you to go and help Susan build her group. That's going to be her customers, her distributors, her own consumption, all of those people that she's doing within that 40% margin is going to be called her group, and you're going to get paid an 8% basically bonus for helping Susan with her group. Susan might meet Jim in, I don't know, wherever she goes, Florida, and Jim decides, hey, you know what? This looks like a really good business model. I want to join too at that master affiliate level. So you're going to help Susan, who's going to help Jim, and for doing that, you're going to get paid 6%. And then as it keeps continuing to grow and matriculate around the world, Jim might meet Wendy in Australia, and there's a 4% profit that you'll be making there. And then Maria could be in France, and you'll get 3% for helping Wendy help Maria. And you just see as it goes down, as we continue to help people, it goes 8, 6, 4, 3, 2, as it goes down those 5 levels. And what's most exciting to me about this is it's not restricted to this one line that you see on this slide. You could have as many Susans as you could find. She could have as many Jims as she could find, and so on and so on. And so that creates a really huge opportunity. And really, just to see a slice of what this opportunity looks like, look at what happens if each person just finds 3 people. This is what we call the power of multiplication. And through the years, we found way more than 3, and you can too. But this is just a number that's a good starting point. And as you're looking at these slides, think of 3 people that you'd really like to do life with. You'd like to travel with. You'd like to see them get bonuses. Maybe you'd like to go to Disneyland with. I don't know, things like that. But you find 3 people. They decide they want to be master affiliates, and so you're going to help them get to a volume of $2,000 a month. And maybe that's 15 to 20 customers and distributors, something pretty simple like that. And so you add those 3 up, and the volume collectively becomes $6,000 per month. And you're now going to get that 8% bonus, which is an extra $480 a month. And for most bankruptcies, that would make or break if the family goes into bankruptcy. And you start realizing that's a pretty big deal. For down here, that's the difference between what apartment you live in. That could be a studio apartment to I get a bedroom now. And you start realizing $480 really can make a huge difference in the average person's life as you think about it, especially with Christmas coming now too. So those 3 people do exactly what you do. $480 looks good to them. They go out and find 3 people. There's 9 there, 18,000 at 6%. There's an extra 1,080 per month. So it's starting to build up. You've got 1,500 almost around that for just in overrides alone. And that's really that is rent down here. For an apartment. And then as you continue to watch it grow, 3 times 3, you get to that 27, which is now kind of doubling what your power of multiplication is. You're now at about $4,000, and then that 4,000 doubles as it goes each level, and it gets to a grand total of 18,300 as you reach that 5th level. And what I love is when we share this in our Relive room on Tuesday nights, we actually have people that have visited us and done presentations for us that have made that kind of money. And it's just made this slide come to life even more because you're like, she did it. That's pretty cool. And the other thing I love, and I think this might actually be something from Jim, is most people can imagine that first level happening. They're like, oh yeah, 3 people, 15 to 20 people. That's very doable. And so that $480 thing is very real and accessible in our brains. The bottom line's a little bit harder, but what I challenge you to think about is if the first line works, so will the last. It's just a matter of time, energy, and work ethic. Next way we get paid is cash bonuses and trips. We absolutely love all these. Relive is very generous. They've got a bunch of both, actually, as people are working towards Puerto Vallarta. So I would definitely encourage people to continue to work for that with their 5 master affiliates and 10 quick starts. And the Star Director bonus is absolutely incredible, too. And if you want to know more about that, talk to the person that introduced you to Relive, and you're going to love what the Star Director bonus can do. Then there's the Ambassador Program. Reach $4,000 in those override bonuses twice or 2 months consecutively, and you can be invited to the Ambassador Program, which is just a very, it's just awesome. Basically, it's a group of leaders that really get paid to help others. They're helping lead, they're helping train, they're helping decide where the future Relive is going to go. And they get travel, recognition, and cash bonuses along the way with that as well. But they also get a sense of being a part of something very special. And I think that's something that most of us on this call aspire to be, and is definitely one of the goals that we have as well. So that is our comp plan, and learn it, love it, and live it. It's a great thing to be practicing and to be going through every Saturday. So with that, we will move into traditional training.
So how do you succeed with Relive? There is a wonderful circle of success. And I love that image of just there are no corners. There's nothing to stop you, just a circle that's just going to keep going and going. And as long as you fit these 5 fundamental steps into practice, then you're going to go far. And so you always want to fuel, you want to go into the system and make sure that, you guys, I'm preaching to the choir here because you guys are the ones that are here right now. But it's so important for your own business to get into the system and daily activity, corporate support. Most importantly, fuel your business with new people. So how do you do that? With action now. Take action now. So we want to identify, connect, share the story, ask for a decision, register and go, and then always follow up through that entire process.
I don't know what her saying take action now just popped in my brain, but I had the image of if you play baseball and you have the bat and you're at the at home plate and they're throwing the ball for you to hit, the only way you hit the ball is if you swing the bat. And really the only way that you're going to build a business is if you take action. It's taking action and swinging that bat at the ball. You can watch the ball go by, or you can play with it. So that's your analogy for the morning, as I was thinking, and I don't know why taking action now just triggered that in my brain, but it did. So your first step is to identify. Make a list. Think of 10 product prospects and 10 business prospects. Think of the people that you want to share Relive with, or maybe if they're the people you're petrified to share Relive with, that's okay too, and probably a good thing. But just think of 10 people on business side and product side that don't know about Relive. And then write why you thought of each person. When you write why and you show that you care about them, it really does make a huge difference because it changes the motivation, and people can sense that, and they like that because they love to know that they're cared about. And then decide who are the first five that you're going to contact today. Don't wait for tomorrow. Just do it today. It's a good thing to do. And you're always going to have new people to talk to, whether it's from family, friends, work, church, social media, school, going to the store, Disneyland, you name it. There's people literally everywhere that are looking for what we've got. And so be creative. Find ways to add to the list every day. In fact, in the chat box, if you have creative ways to add to your list, let us know, and then people can read there along and have business tips, not just from the Lairds.
Next, you want to connect. Who's first? We talked about the 10 and then the 5. What name pops out at you? And what do you say? How are you? That's just honestly my favorite. And people always just talk about their woes and their worries, and it's just easy to say, well, if I had something that could help you, would you be interested in hearing about it? And just use their why and just let them know that you care, that you love them, and that you're here to help, and that Relive is a solution for you. And using company tools to validate. Just introduce them to your friends. I mean, that's my favorite part, and sharing videos and stories, and it's just amazing seeing people's eyes pop up. Excuse me, I'm in the process of connecting a friend, and she's another one I'm excited about. And every time that I introduce her to somebody new, she just, wow, that's so cool. It's just so fun. So your goal with that is to set an appointment.
And the part I love about Connect is think of it as almost like reconnecting with an old friend. This is the point where you get to basically develop that relationship and that friendship. I can think of often when we drive up north, either to visit friends or whatever, to Northern California, Lauren will hop on the phone, and she did a 100 phone call challenge a few months ago, a year ago, something like that. And I remember it was cool. And she would call these people up that she hadn't talked to in perhaps years, and she'd just get to reconnect with them and talk with them about their lives and find out what's going good and what's going bad. And as you're doing that, that's where you're doing exactly what Lauren just said, is you're getting to find out their why so that you can best help them. Maybe sometimes the best way you can help is to just listen right now and recognize, hey, you know what, this probably isn't the best time for what I thought I was going to share. Next time will be better. And
I was going to add, with that 100 call challenge, honestly, my goal wasn't bringing up Relive. My goal was just calling people and investing them. And if Relive came up, if it became, topic of conversation, great. But if it didn't, honestly, my true goal was just investing in people and seeing what came of it.
Perfect. And next slide. There we go. And there's a few tips if you need them. But really it comes down to finding your own voice and saying the things that are true to you and are comfortable to you. If this doesn't come naturally to you, use what does come naturally. And you kind of have to just go, well, what would I say if I'm walking up and I see my friend John? That's probably what you should lead with then is, if you would just say, hi, John, how are you? That's the way you should do it. And different people are going to have different approaches to things. I have a friend who every time I call him or he calls me, I know there's going to be probably a 5 to 10 second explanation of whatever it is he's doing at that moment. And so that's a different type of conversation. And his approach to Relive would be very different than mine. I tend to keep things pretty short, and he tends to not do things that way. He tends to make sure that he's communicated incredibly clearly, and that's a good way as well. But really own your own voice and practice it.
As Robert was talking, I was thinking about the phrase that I heard when we first started Relive is you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. And that just gives me confidence to just go and be myself and just share from my heart. So hopefully that encourages you too.
Perfect. And then use stories and tools to validate, and I think Lauren already hit that too. But, this is the fun part about Relive is we get to connect people with our friends, and that's what we're doing as we share stories, is we get to connect them with the Aprils and the Jims and the Quilas and the Rogers and the Louises of the world. And really, what can we do that's, if we have to work, why not do something fun like that? Then you want to share the Relive story.
Just continuing that story of what Relive is. Share your why, your belief, your heart, and of course, don't make it completely about you, but just as an example of what it could be for them. Share the whole Relive story, both the products and the business. We also like to add in the Cologris Foundation, just because that is a huge piece of my heart. And actually, the friend that I talked about earlier that's just loving meeting all of my Relive friends, she is from Indonesia. So I shared with her the Cologris Foundation and what's happening in Malaysia and the Philippines and over there from where her family, is close to. I wish I could say that there was Relive or Cologris Foundation in Indonesia, but what's cool is there's Relive in Indonesia. So just sharing that whole story and just seeing what pops out to them. There's so many tools. I mean, it's honestly, I don't want to say too many tools, but it just pick what jumps out to you and what's easy to you. And if technology scares you, then use the booklet. If the booklet is whatever, then use the internet and the webinars and the videos, and just have fun with it. And don't put pressure on yourself. Just keep going, keep sharing, keep loving on people.
And this is an opportunity to also introduce the upline and other Relive stories as well. And Lauren's right. Use whatever way you want to share, whatever way is most convenient for where you are. It's kind of funny. I know that I'm often viewed as the tech guy, but my absolute favorite way to do a presentation is at Starbucks with an opportunity book. I think there's something that comes to life when you can write on the book and you can give it and they can take it home afterwards. And I absolutely love the opportunity book. I think I don't know. I just think it's fun. Like it's probably one of those dumb things. I'm sitting here looking at my iPad and my MacBooks as I say this. So, yes, but you know what? It's really what way can you tell the story of Relive the best? And whatever that is, that's the way to do it. Here's a few different ways you can do it. Relive meetings and events. Those are absolutely fantastic. In-home parties, also a lot of fun. Webinars, conference calls, your upline, other distributors. The Lifestyle Magazine is a fantastic tool, especially for just a click like, hey, look at this. If you're in it, even better. The Relive blog can be great as well. And then video tools. They're doing a fantastic job. And Tom Jr. is making nice and short videos that are very shareable. And the one that says, I really like using the opportunity book or opportunity book tool also, and it is most duplicatable. Yeah, it totally is. It's very duplicatable, and you know, we used to watch Matt and Dana use the opportunity book, and I think that's what really added fuel to the fire of my excitement about it as well. But the great thing with the Relive story and the Relive system is you really don't have to know it all. You just be honest and use Relive's built-in system to educate and validate. I love to be able to say, you know what, I don't know. Let me find out. And most people are never going to say, oh, no, don't go find out. Don't do that. Like, that's just not the way we operate. When somebody says, I don't know, let me go find out, they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And I like it when I go to a store and people say that, and I think that's one of the strengths of Relive is the ability to say, I don't know, but let me find out, because you're doing two things there. You're showing that you don't have to be an expert in this business to be able to succeed. I don't have to know, all of the compounds or whatever it is that are in our products, but I have a way to succeed. And I think that's a really cool thing. It shows the support of the system and the support of the company. And then here is the focus for today. It's ask for a decision. This is really, I think, one of the key points in your presentation and people's Relive journey. Everybody is going to respond one way or another to the Relive story. And the thing that we have to realize is as we're watching them respond, we can't make assumptions. I think so often we watch people and we're like, oh, their body language, they're closed off, they've got their arms crossed, they're scowling, and that's an ambassador who does a really good presentation, and they're both sitting there scowling at him. And if you're thinking of that person, imagine them really looking very, very angry. And then the next part of that story is I walked up to them after that presentation and said, so what did you think? And the older of the two said, I think we want to do that master affiliate thing. And you probably could have picked my job from the floor. In fact, that's the story, I believe, of our first master affiliate. And I was completely blown away. And it really came down to, I bucked it up and went and asked the question as opposed to assuming, oh, their body language, they look furious. They're not going to want to be a part of this. And I think sometimes we can mistake one emotion or one level of intensity for something that it's not. And in this case, I really think it was an intense focus on what was going on and not a rejection of what was going on. So you really have to ask the question, and different people are going to ask in different ways. We have people that say, so what did you like best in the presentation? Did you like the products or the business? Or maybe they'll say something effective like, if you could rate the business from 1 to 10 on level of interest, What would you say? 7. Okay, cool. If you could rate the products, what level of interest do you have with them? Like a 4. Okay. I'm probably going to connect that person next with a business builder because they're clearly more interested in the business, and the products are a means to an end as opposed to the final goal for them, or maybe the starting goal for them. But the only way you're going to find out is if you walk up and you ask, hey, what'd you think? And don't answer for them. I think there's always that temptation to be like, oh, well, you were smiling during Fit 3, and then you were scowling during the business part or something like that. So you're only going to want Fit 3, and so then if I come up and I say, oh, so you're interested in Fit 3, huh? I've just pretty much focused their energy or focused their mind in on Fit 3, where maybe they just really enjoyed the Fit 3 stories, but they really weren't touched by the opportunity that we have to offer through the business. And maybe their true need was the business, and Fit 3 was just fun. And so my point with this being is don't assume anything. Be ready for whatever it is that might come out of their mouths when you say, so what did you think? What interests you? What do you like best? I like to always kind of lead it in a way that's more of a positive sounding question, and it's going to lead to a positive response. So what do you like best is a good way of getting them thinking about what did I like best, as opposed to, oh, I didn't like Fiber Store or something. I don't know. But
Who doesn't like Fiber Store?
I love Fiber Store, but I don't know. I'm just coming up with an analogy or a thought. But really, it is be thinking in a positive way, because that's going to influence things, and then be asking the question, what did you think? What interests you? And then here's the hard part. Just wait. People will always give an answer, and you're going to get the true answer if you wait it out. If you answer for them, that's not best for them, and that's not best for you. If you let it be awkward for a few minutes, and it might be a few minutes, then when they answer for what's best for them, you can do what's best for them, which in turn will also be what's best for you. Is Lauren going to add something there?
I was just going to say that, and make sure that you're prepared for whatever their answer is. Have tools ready and product. Some people bring it in the trunk of their car or whatever, just so that they can get started as soon as they want to get started. If they want to do business, then, have somebody ready to congratulate them and welcome to the business, and just make it fun, and just like Robert said, just be prepared for whatever it is that they want to do.
And basically, to sum all of that up, remember this: ask for a decision, wait for the answer. And there's your tips for success for asking for a decision. Then once they've given you a decision, you can ask, if they say they want to get started with the products, okay, where would you like to get, or what would you like to see yourself get with the products? And then you can start simply. Maybe it's a super pack, maybe it's Fit 3, and then always be asking, who do you know? I think that's something that we need to be much more diligent about in general, of as you're going through the process, planting the seed of like, oh, who do you know would like to join a Fit 3? One of the things I do with everybody that we start on Fit 3 is ask them if they want to start a Fit 3 team. Like, oh, do you have like 9 people that you'd like to get together and be in a Fit 3 team? You can do this together, support each other. Oh, and you're building a business as you're doing this as well, and they can too. That can help get people very excited about not only the products, because you're doing it together and you're getting a success together of losing 12 pounds, 10 pounds. What is it, Christine? Is it 32? Something like that. Christine is at 32 pounds, and then Roger at 105. And you get to go on that journey together, but you're also helping them plant the seed of what could be and what they could do with the business as well. And if they want to get started with the business, you're going to do the same thing. Help them understand where they can get started. Help them start thinking about what it takes to build a business. And that really comes down to thinking of new people and connecting them in and going through the process that we're talking about this morning. And in recognizing we have all of these different elements of the system that are there to help them succeed. That's why we do this. It's not because it looks good on a flow chart. It's because when we invest in ourselves and when we become a part of the system, that's really how we help build our own businesses and then help other people. And you want to register and go.
This is kind of the exclamation point to the end of the sentence. You're just helping people find success, following up with customers, help them get the results that they're looking for, continue to educate them with stories and introduce them to friends. Like I say over and over again, that's my favorite part, is introducing my friends to my Relive friends. I mean, it just makes me smile every single time. And then just keeping it simple. And, you know, you don't have to, I just do what's comfortable for you, whether it is something as specific as day 1, day 3, day 10, or if it's just kind of when you think of them every couple days or however it works out for you. But just, did you shake today? Are you consistent? Just keep asking questions. What results are you seeing so far? I did this with a gentleman. I met him at, we were both volunteering for a show, and he locked his keys in his car and didn't have his cell phone either, so I helped him do that, and we were just talking, and then happened to see him again a couple days later when Robert actually went to go see the show, and was able to bring up Relive at that point because he started talking to us about osteoporosis, which was just kind of a random thing to, anyway, but you know, we've been communicating via email because that's what he prefers, and so sharing stories that way, and but that was one of my first questions, and you know, what are you seeing so far? And sure enough, you know, I'm not quite sure if it's this new stuff, but you know, I am feeling better, and da-da-da. Of course it's this stuff. Of course it's always this stuff, but yeah, he's Scottish. That wasn't a very good Scottish accent, but he is, and he is the cutest little Scottish accent, but yeah, I mean, so it's just wonderful getting those results, as, you know, even though it's through email, just letting his wheels turn as to, what is this stuff doing for me? How do I feel? There's customer questionnaires as well, just head to toe. How are you feeling with this, that? And it's an easy way for people to recognize the differences that they're feeling. And so realize that this is only a guideline. Use common sense. And just invest in other people, and honestly, you just can't go wrong. And then also setting distributors up for success. Slightly different, but have them build a list right then and there. Doesn't get any more complicated than that. They get excited, you know, move on that momentum of excitement, and then do this wheel of success with them. Identify, connect. You know, who are you going to call first? Share the story. Let's set our first appointment. But just setting them up for success, because that's really, I forgot exactly how Tom Pinnock put it, but that's how you keep people in Relive, is find success for them. And once they start seeing success, once they have money in their pocket, once they're feeling great, man, I mean, they're in it for life, because why would you want to do anything else, and why would you want to feel any less? So just reviewing the basics of running a business with them, ordering and registering people, just navigating relive.com and relive.com/get-started. I feel like that isn't used often enough. The distributor kit and upline and distributor services, just sometimes I joke, I wish I could just, you know, I'm putting my fingers to my temple right now and just go zap and zap all the information that we know, all the stories, all the heart, all the excitement at conference, and just the joy that we get with just special events and those sorts of things. I wish I could just zap that into their brain, so that, because for me, I kind of just go, I get so excited. I just want them to know everything, but don't overwhelm them, because I tend to do that, and Robert's there to slow me down. But just, it looked like he was reaching for the phone, but he was scratching his knee. But yeah, just share with them what's exciting to you, and ask questions along the way, and just let them see the Relive that we all know and love.
I think Lauren's right. Yeah, don't overpower them. And I always think of it as what we're doing is we're basically building up people, and it's very much like as we build up people with Relive, it's building up a baby. When you think of what a baby eats, it's just very little when it's an infant, and then it gets the baby food that's really mushy, and then you work up to the meat and potatoes and all of these other things. And the same thing happens with Relive, is you want to give little bits to start out with, and as they want more, you give them a little bit more, and you start building this more with more stories and more information. And one of the things I think that was done very well with me was I didn't get too much information at the very beginning. They gave me just enough to make me ask more questions, basically. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Well, what about this? And they were like, great, let me find out. And then they put me on the phone with somebody else. And so I was really the one that was kind of driving the process forward. And that's not going to happen with everybody, where everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, but what about this or what about that? But I've recognized through the years that some people really need to be spoon-fed, whereas other people want to go, they're going to let you know when they want to go straight to meat and potatoes. And so you kind of have to use discernment with that. But, yeah, you don't want to overwhelm them right at the beginning. You do want to use the tools, though. Tools are awesome. Use the videos. Use Instagram right now. They are on their game. Michaela is doing an absolutely fantastic job over at corporate with social media. And so make sure you're connecting there. And you know what? If you don't know how to do it, just try it. Like, it's not super complicated, and it comes down to worst case scenario, go on Google and say, how do I Instagram? Or how do I whatever, Twitter, tweet. But there's a lot of different possibilities there for tools that you can use, and they're doing a fantastic job of offering even more. But here's what it really comes down to is to succeed, you really need to plug into the system. The more plugged in you are, the more power your business is going to have. And so really try to connect with as many ways or many options of the system as you possibly can. And as you're connecting, make sure you're bringing along new people. If you're going to a special event, bring along new people. If you're going to listen to the podcast on Monday night or the Tom and Tina show, have a new person listen to it with you, or have it on speakerphone so they can hear it, or on your computer or whatever. But really it's taking daily activity with new people. It's using the corporate support with new people. It's going to special events with new people. It's going to Relive Live in April down here in Anaheim with new people. And if you can do that, you're not only going to be investing in yourself, you're going to be investing in a lot of other people. And you'll be making the world change really in a positive way that's really going to change the world and keep things. It's a good way to make money, I guess is what I'm saying. I see from viewer 3, Southwest has flights on sale right now for Anaheim conference. There you go. So get your Relive Live flight tickets from Southwest Airlines, and you'll be doing well. Speaking of Relive Live, there it is right there. April 20th through 21st. We're also going to go to Orlando on October 12th through 13th, so don't miss either of those. You need to be there, and you need to bring people. This is what's going to be really fun. Is it's kind of a new era of Relive Conference, but this is a chance to bring new people in and let them be a part of something. It's almost groundbreaking in some ways, and so it'll be a very fun thing, and we want to see thousands of people there. And then the Puerto Vallarta Challenge also is still continuing to go on. You can go to relive.com/Porta-Vallarta to get all of the details on that. But really it comes down to invest in your business for the next 6 weeks. Really work it, share with 2 people a day, and you could be earning your way to Puerto Vallarta. And we want to go with you. So let's all do this, and let's really use the training that we see every Saturday, the Monday night calls, these webinars, these Tuesday presentations, whatever it is, to really invest in people and invest in the future of this company and the world. Then it comes down to engaging your team. Develop the library of stories, upline, downline, other distributors, tools, the Relive system. Connect with all of these things so that they're right at your fingertips. You know how to get them quickly. And when opportunities arise and somebody says, hey, do you know anybody that has had any luck with like knee pain? Oh, yeah, sure. Let me call my friend Robert. Really, it comes down to, if you want to build ambassadors, build relationships. This is a relationship business. The more we invest in people, the more we succeed. And that's just a really fantastic way to build a business. I love that on the ambassador slide on the opportunity presentation, it says they're paid to help others. And that's really what it all comes down to with Relive. Stay engaged to what's going on Relive. So that's the emails, calls, webinars, blogs, social media, texts. Just communicate with Relive and let them communicate with you. And that's just going to set you up that much stronger anyway. The key to any good relationship is communication. And then also set goals. Write them down, make them real. Review the road to a presidential director and think where it is that you want to be. What is the thing that you really would like to change in your life? Or maybe that's that dream you've always had. Write it down. I want to go to Shanghai someday. I don't know what it is. But then as the goals are set, us as upline or you as an upline, start stretching your distributor's thinking. We've had very good people in Relive that whenever we've set a goal, they've pushed the fence just a little bit further and stretched our thinking a little bit. And I think that's always been a good thing for us. And then be thinking, what will it take to make key director? How long will it take that if that's your next goal? Maybe it's who's the next key director in your organization. And you can work with this to review the road to presidential with them and stretch their thinking and help them get to key director as well. Then, as we work on this, what do you call it? The
Circle of Success.
Circle of Success, Wheel of Fortune. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. That's what it all is about. It's not just doing this for yourself, it's helping other people do it for themselves. And that continues on and it rolls, and it's like the big snowball that gets bigger and bigger and bigger as it rolls down the hill. But it really only happens as we ask who's next and as we focus on new people. And so let's really make this a week for the record books. I know we have Thanksgiving coming, but that is an opportunity. There's so many people you get to reconnect with this time of year, and you get to invest in, and you get to find out what it is that they want to change in their lives. And with Fit3, I can tell you, we lost a lot of our weight during the holidays last year during the trial. And so this is a fantastic time to be building a business, even if you're just building it around Fit3, because you can literally say, hey, my friend Robert and Lauren, they enjoyed Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's last year and had all the food, and they still lost weight. Do you want to join me in doing the same thing and start a 90-day challenge, whatever it is you want to do? But let's go out. Let's duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Let's go change the world. And let's make this the biggest billion-dollar amazing company that it should be. So let's make it a great week, everybody.